Hey guys, welcome back. Today guys, we're playing The Witcher 3 on the ASUS TUF A15 with an RTX 4060. We're going to start off at low, and in low, you're easily hitting 140 frames. I'm just recording at the moment, so it's going to drop an extra 2 or 3 or 4 frames. But as you can see, running down here, it's staying easily in the 130s, now 140s, but as we go down here more, you will see that the performance stays about the same. We are going to bump it up to medium, then high, then ultra, and then ray tracing, and then ray tracing max, and then I think we are also going to go to Steam Deck, and then we're also going to bring the resolution all the way down. We're also going to do NVIDIA hair. We're going to max it out completely, resolution differences, so everything. So make sure you watch the full video. It's only about 5 to 6 minutes, so I'd really appreciate the retention on this video. Please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't. I do loads of these types of videos. So now we're going to medium, and already you're seeing a huge difference. Like the frames are sticking extremely playable, 120 frames, definitely playable. Graphics are actually quite impressive. The draw distance is a little bit better, but it's not like perfect. But as you can see, the graphics are still like phenomenal. This is the upgraded version of The Witcher, not the original version. This is the newer one that's made for next gen. So the game even looks even better. And now we're going to go to high. That loading is awful. Here we go. So now we're in high. We're getting about 115 frames. So it doesn't even take that much off. It's still about the same frames. Like, very easy to run high. Looks incredible, honestly. Like, I would easily play it like this. Like, high settings for me is very playable. As you can see, we're just running on this rooftop, and we're still getting around over 100 frames. We have not dipped once underneath 100 frames on high settings on a laptop. And do remember, this game I think came out this year, the next gen version, or last year. So it's a very recent game, and it's a very big open world game. So it should be intensive. Now we're going to ultra. So this is literally maxed out without ray tracing, and it's still doing really well, getting around 90 to 100 frames, which is honestly the exact settings I'd probably have it on, because preferably I think 90 frames is like the perfect amount of frames for this game. It feels very smooth. I think the difference between 30 and 60 is pretty big, and you get the same difference between 60 and 90, but anything above that I don't really feel as much of a difference. I feel like 90 is like the perfect spot if you can get it while getting the preferred graphic fidelity. So that's what I would definitely suggest you using. But we are going to try RT ray tracing, so this is what it sets it to. And as you can see, we're getting about 60 FPS, so this is also very fucking playable. And do remember, guys, I am recording this with OBS, which is also going to take away a few frames, as that is quite intensive. So imagine whatever you're seeing on the FPS plus a bit extra frames, so maybe an extra 5 or 10 frames depending on what's happening on the screen. But as you can see, extremely playable, still getting 60 FPS. So this is probably the best settings if you enjoy 60 FPS, if that's what you're kind of targeting for yourself. Now obviously we're going to try RT Ultra. This is literally maxed out, and it is still very playable. Frame gen is on, so you are going to get extra good couple frames, because frame gen is honestly just fucking magic. And I'm going to keep it on until the end of the video, just because I genuinely believe playing without frame gen is just silly at this point, because frame gen, honestly, the game doesn't look any worse whatsoever. I genuinely can't find a single difference whenever I'm looking at the game. Like, it's perfect. All it does is uses AI. I believe it uses AI to just generate frames. Basically, you can kind of Google yourself the correct how it does it properly, but it does it really well. Now we're going to turn hair up to max, and honestly it does barely any difference. I just noticed it now, but it doesn't really affect the frames whatsoever. You're still going to get about 55 to 60 frames. As you can see, as it goes back up, it's staying around 50, 55. But if you took away a few settings, you would definitely fucking see the difference. I believe now we're just going to have a look at all the settings, just to show you that everything is on ultra. Everything is maxed out now fully, and the game is still extremely playable. Now we're going to try the Steam Deck version, and we're getting some crazy FPS of 170 frames. I would definitely not recommend playing on these settings. The game looks atrocious. Like, unless you are literally a frame whore and all you want is the highest frames possible, then I guess. But this screen on the laptop only goes to 144, so there's no point playing on the settings. But if you were interested, I thought I would just do it. Now we're also going to put the resolution all the way down just to see the maximum frames that you can possibly get. And we are now currently getting 295, 288 frames. I do believe it goes into the 300s, which is just stupid. Again, I would not suggest playing this. It looks like it's made for the DS on this aspect ratio. It is ridiculous. Would definitely not recommend playing on this. Like, to be fair though, the game doesn't really look that bad, but I just wouldn't. I definitely would not play it at this. Now we're going to put the resolution back up, and we're just going to play around with a few extra settings. I'm going to turn DLSS off, and I think what we're going to do in a sec now is we are going to put back up to max with DLSS off. And like, obviously now it's going to be a little bit less frames, but again, as you can see now in a second, the game looks the exact same. There's no difference without DLSS or with DLSS other than the sudden frames. DLSS is just magic. I genuinely don't know how they do it and how it doesn't affect the display or the gameplay. But genuinely, if you're not using DLSS, if it's in a game at all, always use it. Always have it on. It is the best setting in any game. If it's there, it will save you so much. Genuinely, in some games, you will go from 20, 30 to 60, 90 frames. It is just fucking crazy. I wish it was in all games. It definitely should be. I was playing Assassin's Creed Mirage, and I just wish they had it, because I would love to be playing that game at like 144 frames. But if you are interested in Assassin's Creed Mirage on this laptop, go check out my newest video on Assassin's Creed Mirage. Leave a like, leave a comment on this video and that video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.